Hi guys, I just want to address a couple of things today. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, a bit of interaction's always good, although YouTube doesn't allow me always to respond to comments, so if I don't get back to you, I am sorry about that. Basically today I just want to address a couple of points, namely the ones where people basically say your music sucks, you're a terrible composer, and that sort of thing. I can't find any movie where this music would fit. Now, basically, these comments are annoying at times, really. That's all I can say. Basically, when I'm working on making music for a film, I usually come up with something which I like to call a demo track. It is basically when people say, I want music that sounds like a little bit of Ennio Morricone with a hint of the Pet Shop Boys and maybe throw in some of the Beatles from the side. Now that's actually quite a tall order. There's a lot of things going on there, and a lot of the time people ask me to learn an entirely new form of music to try and compensate for their lack of finding someone who will do it for free. And I usually end up being the person who does it for free. And what I do is I generally mix together just a demonstration track, should I say. It's not mastered, it's not got any of the... I've not basically spent a million years working on it. And then they just say, thank you, okay, we'll take that, we'll use it, that's great, thanks, bye. And they disappear into the nothingness, and I very seldom hear from them again. And this is generally how my life works. And so with the music which I've written, it's good enough for that film. I upload it anyway because somebody out there has wanted that track, they've taken it, then they've used it for whatever reason. If people don't necessarily use the tracks, I sometimes stay and I work on them and I come up with something which is far better than the original. But usually I don't have the time nor the finances to work with that. So I'm trying my best really to deliver a certain level of quality to people, but usually they just thank me for the work and then leave before I really get a chance to complete the music or to work on it or to put it through all of the different stages which it needs to sound good. There are some bits up there which I've made myself over time, but I'm not really a composer, you see. I trained as an actor for about 7-8 years. I've got a lot of acting experience, although I'm actually quite terrible in terms of camera acting because I've never been trained for that. I'm more of a stage actor. I've even taught acting. I work as a carer. I have a family to support. And I've got a large amount of excuses. But at the end of the day, it mainly boils down to the big M word, money. Now, I can't afford to sit there and master every single track I work on for free for people. I usually end up working on 5 to 13 movies at once, in terms of different bits of music. And one of the good things about that is if one director doesn't want a piece of music, they might like a demo that I've done for someone else. So that can be quite good at times, and I can keep a nice cycle of things going. But I have a very steady workflow when it comes to making music for film, and it basically just keeps on coming. People keep coming to me, they keep saying, can you make music? And I was paid recently by someone, and they paid me a nice sum of money for my work, a sum of money which might almost be considered professional, seeing as it was a piece of work to upload. And the thing is, if you're a director, or if you're even any member of a production crew, and you come to me and you say, okay, I want to pay you by the hour to sit down and make music. Okay, you will get me sitting down by the hour making music. I work myself to the bone in doing my care work, doing other work, and I'm very, very tired all of the time. But it's not easy because even if I sit at my computer for hours and hours, or I mess around with synthesizers which I may borrow from friends or are up in the attic, that sort of thing, I mainly use my computer at the moment because it's a lot faster and easier. If I'm messing around with those sort of things, it takes time, and whilst you can come up to me and say, oh, I want things to sound like this, I want them to sound like they've come out of a micro moog. Okay, I have to trawl for hours looking for samples from a micro Moog, or no, mini Moog rather. I'm thinking micro Korg, sorry. I've got one of those. Basically, if someone wants me to get something which sounds like it was made on a mini Moog, then I have to really work to try and create that sound. And a lot of the time, I get it almost right, but it'll never be the same, as actually having the equipment. And I can't afford the equipment. I can barely afford to feed myself and keep the family alive, all that sort of stuff. It's a hard life. QQ, I know. I'm not trying to cast a sympathy vote. I'm just trying to explain why not all of the time my music's mastered. Most of the time, it's good enough anyway to be released. And most of the people who take the music off of my channel are not big professional companies, which I would actually expect me to pay me rather. These are very, very small groups of people, YouTubers, that sort of thing. They just want a bit of music for a film that they're working on. Children like the music which I write. I get a lot of people Facebook requesting friends with me because they like the music on my channel and they want me to make something for them. Usually it ends up being a Doctor Who theme, and I hate that. I absolutely hate that. The Doctor Who theme is what really got me into composition in the first place. I became far too involved with it. It's actually a very hard theme to play if you're learning to play the keyboard, which I was about 6 years ago. But now I've done music for a lot of different people, and I'm working on quite a few professional level projects, but quite frankly, I cannot promise good quality all the time to people who are not going to upfront the money to pay for things. I would ideally like to be paid for my time. Someone says, oh, I need you to work on tracks for this film. So they send me away for a week. I come back with a soundtrack. They say, how many days have you worked? How many hours a day? I say, I've done about 10 hours a day, or 12 hours, and I've worked for 4 days on this soundtrack. And they say, okay, well, I'll pay you the minimum wage for that. And then they listen to the music. If they don't like the music, that's hard lines. Because the thing is, I've still done the work. I've done the legwork for them. And they have not given me the communication in the middle saying, oh, because basically they've not said, oh, can I hear it? What's it like? And, basically said, sorry, my mind is really, really, I'm tired as hell. I've just done 5 night shifts in a row. But basically, if people don't have the interaction with me, how can they expect my music to change? If they contact me and say, oh, how's the music I'm doing for this? Then I'll say, well, because you're paying me, I've been working on it non-stop. Whereas other people, I've got to say, yeah, about that. Somebody else has contacted me and said they want music for this, and I've been doing that instead. And that usually really pisses people off, because it's an instant gratification culture, and I can't make music instantly. If I could, I'd be a billionaire by now, I think, because I'd just make music, just put it all up on the channel. I'd be like, and everyone would be like, wow, this guy's so boring. But anyway, yeah, basically, if people don't have the contact with me and they can't tell me what they want, I can only really go with my own intuition. A lot of the time, people don't even send me the footage to work with, which is really, really hard, because you can't make music really for something that you can't visualize. And even if you can, imagine it, what I imagine is going to be very different from what you, the viewer, is going to imagine. But anyway, that's just a couple of things which I wanted to get off my chest. These moobs that have been growing steadily are eventually deteriorating. I'm going back to healthy eating, it's all good. I haven't really been very interactive at the moment because I'm knackered all the time and I don't really have a lot of things to do. But anyway, it's been a long, rambling, ranting video about I'm such a suffering artist. But, that's how it is. I may be a suffering artist, but I've got another job in the meantime as well. I'm not a bum. I don't sit on my ass and do nothing with my life. I've got enough money to afford the AF-101, which is filming me right now. The 400 quid lens, which is filming me. I've got, other lenses, etc., which I've bought. I've got spare batteries for my other cameras and stuff. I've even got enough money to finance my crappy film that's never going to be produced. But, you know, it's not about that, really. It's the fact that if people paid me to do the money, to do a beautifully mastered track of the style and majesticness of Ennio Morricone, I would love that. You know, if they gave me the actual money that they would pay a normal composer, I would be able to say, hey, work, I need to take a couple of months off because I really need to work on this. And then it would be going out, doing all of the work. It would be brilliant. You know, I'd be going out with my Roland RO5 and I'd be basically taking different sounds from instruments, putting them all together into a cacophony of awesomeness. And I would be doing constant updates with people, that sort of thing. And that would be great. But I don't have that. What I've got is I've got a couple of people approaching me saying, can we has music for this plus? And I say, alright, why not? I'll give you music, but I'm going to be uploading it to my channel so everyone can use it. And they're usually okay with that. But the thing is, if I was able to do this job full time and make music full time, I wouldn't do the job that I'm doing, because the job I'm doing is psychologically hard, physically hard, and it's very, very, very confusing at times, in terms of you do question yourself. But, you know, the thing is, at the end of the day, being a composer is not my job. It's not something I was trained to do. You're more than welcome to go elsewhere and look for music, because there are far more talented synth artists out there. You know, I am one in a very, very vast sea of composers that work on things for films, and some of these composers are brilliant people. You know, I contact them and get them to do my stuff because I don't like the sound of my music. I think my music's horrible. Mainly because I sit there for 15 million years trying to work on a single track, and it's just like, oh no, why can't my chord progression be better? And it just drives me up the frickin' wall. But anyway, I hope this hideous rant has cheered you up. And yeah, if you do want me to do music for a film, I will always consider doing it. I might not have the time because, you know, I've got a kid now. I'm trying to look after my family in this house. I'm also trying to pay for another family, so I can't afford the things that I got when I started this. So, you know, this camera's an old one. I've not got like one of the beautiful Sony cameras that shoot 4K or anything like that. Fuck 4K anyway, you don't even need it. But that's a completely different argument. Anyway, by the way, you know when you're watching the news, just want to throw this one out there, and it's come into your 4K TV, you ever look at it and think, wow, this is crap? Because it's being broadcast in 576, which is, you know, that's low quality. Unless you're watching it in high definition, then it's being broadcast in 720. That's less than 1080, which is what this is filmed in, you know? It's a shame on you. Shame on you people liking your 4K TVs. You don't need a 4K TV. It'll look just as good on a 720 TV. Isn't 720 what they use for Blu-ray? I think they use 1080 sometimes now, but I'm not sure. But you don't need 4K. You don't. And it drives me up the wall. Anyway, have a really, really, really good day. And yeah, if you want to subscribe to the channel, please feel free. I can always use more subscribers. If you like the music, share it. I need more sharing. You know, I need it. This is a personal plea. But anyway, no one's going to watch this video all the way through. No one in their right minds. I could do anything right now. I could take off my top. It'd be brilliant. And by the way, just so you know, this is me, my partner, and the little one. Way. I made a child. It's amazing. I was one of those once. Yes, back in the day. Anyway, this is cool. This is a copy of the British National Formulary rather. Basically, it's got all the informations on all of the drugs which I have to learn in it, which is amazing and astounding. If you want to know my favourite sort of films, look no further than the Aliens quadrilogy. Amazing films. I don't like Alien vs Predator. You know, this is really good actually. I feel like, to whoever watches this all the way through, I feel like I'm, delivering a sort of personal message, which is really nice. This is a bit about me, and this is my idol, Ridley Scott. I love Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott's a genius. And I know that it sounds really, really pathetic, but when H.R. Geiger died, I cried, and I cried when Ray Harryhausen died, and I cried when Rick Mayall died. I don't cry a lot, but there's some of my weaknesses. Anyway, it's not been great, really. It's not been a great time. I haven't uploaded in the way that I want to upload because I don't have the time anymore, really. And whenever I do new music, I'll upload that eventually when I get round to it. But, I thought I'd do a video for a while because I haven't done one, and I usually do them for my camera channel. If you're interested in that, I've already put the link at the beginning of the video, so, thumbs up there. Anyway, what can I say? I'm working on a film at the moment. It's cool, and it's going to have a lot of good stuff in it, and the thing I'm most proud of at the moment is having Martin Bauer work on it. He was the model supervisor to Alien, which is now hiding somewhere under the National... There we go. Where are we? Alien, which was hiding somewhere under the BNF. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you watched it this far, you're a bloody saint, and I really appreciate that. It takes a lot to put up with my endless ranting, especially after the 4K bit. Most people say, he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's like, 4K is the new thing. I like the sharpened image from the 4K. And, oh my god, when they start talking about I filmed this in 4K, and because I am very good with cameras, I just compress the footage because it looks sharper. And it's like, no, look at it when you look at it more closely. Where have all them pixels gone? Oh my god, the image is completely screwed. You're crazy, bro, crazy. But you can't please people. And when people have got a final product that's coming out in 1080 anyway, I'm sorry. There have been Hollywood films that have been released in 720, they still look fine. It's not about the resolution, people, it's about the quality of the image. But people don't care, they don't listen. They're all crazy. I'm crazy, I'm completely nuts, I used to cut the skin off my feet with scissors and, eat that. That was really weird. That was a period I went through when I used to play World of Warcraft. Don't play World of Warcraft. It will steal your soul. It's not good. Not good. Don't play online games. Online games will distract you. I'm trying to get off the online games. I usually try and play at least one a day, but I play League of Losers. I would tell you my name, but no one would want to play with me because I feed like fuck. Anyway, yeah, you take care. And it's actually been quite nice having this long conversation with my camera, because to be honest, me and the AF101, we don't get along very well. Because the thing with this girl, the thing I really hate about her, is she puts noise in my images no matter what I'm shooting. The only time she doesn't seem to do it is during the daytime. But when I look up close, when I look up really, really close to you, darling, you betray me every single goddamn time I want to shoot at night. You're a terrible camera. But I do love you. I spent £3,500 on you, and half of the stuff didn't arrive. So, I think I deserve a bit of loving. Maybe, just once. You know what? The best part of this conversation which I'm having with this camera is, this video is not going to have noise. This video is going to be perfect. Then the next time I try and use it to shoot a film, I'm going to noise on you, Alex. So, oh yeah, for those of you who don't know, Walrus is like my stage name, and Alex O'Neill is my real name if you want to hunt me down. I'm a horrible, disgusting creature, and I've, not bathed for a day. Ugh. Anyway, oh yeah, another thing I like dice. Dice are really cool. Anyway, I'll see you later. I'm probably not going to do a video for my video channel until I get back from the missuses, but I'm going away for a few days. Anyway, Have a really, really great time. Much more ranting will continue in further videos if you like it, so please feel free to be interested in that. If you like cameras and stuff, you know, I don't mind talking about them. I've got a lot of knowledge about cameras. I know them very, very well. Like different types of cameras, I can basically say, that's a good camera to get. This isn't a good camera to get. And whilst Blackmagic's releasing a lot of good cameras at the moment, I wouldn't trust them. Don't trust Blackmagic. Wait for the cameras to have existed for a little while before you think that they're awesome. Because as amazing as the well-groomed people on the Blackmagic website look, sometimes the cameras are a little lackluster. They are capable of creating a really good image, but don't have any faith in them. There's usually a lot of design flaws. There's a lot of design flaws in the AF101E. I still use it. It still delivers a decent image most of the time. You know, if you're starting out, the XF305 is a beautiful camera. That's a really, really good camera. Or any of these C100, C300 series, they're really good. So definitely worth, you know, putting a bit of money into. Anyway, I've rattled for far too long. I've got an emergency cash jar with emergency funds feed me written on, which is good. And, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some tuna, lose some more weight, and make some music. Take care. Bye.